Check this.
Good morning, everybody. Hi. Hello and good morning. It is time for Be Encouraged on this Thursday. Yeah. I'm so glad that you had a chance to tune in and listen today. I have more of a state of the More Joy talk to do, and it's an encouraging thing because we're going to start doing things here on More Joy. We're just ramping it up, y'all, and it's the most important thing about ramping this up is that you're watching and you're listening and that you're sharing with your friends and family. And that's why we are doing all the things that we are doing. We are going to be excited. We are excited about doing many of the things that we're doing. We want to expose to you the inner workings of More Joy. Right now, More Joy is basically me. But I definitely want to expand that to a larger group, maybe pull in, and I would love to get to a point where we have a good staff and do the things that we need to do to encourage our fellow man and woman and child. And that's what we're trying to do. As you can see, we try to be patient, gentle, humble, and loving. You can see that over the top of my head. We incorporate some spiritual aspects into the show, but not so much overwhelming to those who've not experienced that love and that caring that is bestowed upon us freely and without condition. Uh, so that therefore you can enjoy yourselves and hear about chess. Sometimes we might talk about the Washington football team, which has a Redskin helmet right now still. There's my man Daryl Green behind me. There he is. Yeah, one of the best. And back in the back is a crazy, wild-haired Potomac Nationals Bryce Harper. I got it. I remembered. We talk about just about everything. One of the things we talk about is Santa, because what do you say? What do you think? Yeah, that's right. We talk about a little bit about everything. We want to, and most all of it though is funneled to encouragement. Encouragement is what we want to bring to the world because there's just not enough of it going on, and what there is going on, which we will expose to you, is kind of hidden, and I don't know if that's purposeful, but we need to expose those things to you guys. We want to make sure that the people out there listening and watching and who are being brought to the program for whatever reason, they just happen to be looking on YouTube and maybe put in joy, and they got more joy out of it. We're going to start hashtagging. That's one of the things. See, this is one of the things that I need help with. I need help with social media. I can't do it all myself, man. And I'm so ADHD that I get started doing something and then I get distracted to do something else and then nothing gets done. I get distracted to do this, then I get distracted to do that, and then I don't finish that because I'm distracted to do this. And then guess what? All those things don't get done. So this is the kind of thing I'm trying to work on myself. I do know how to overcome those difficulties with my ADHD, um, or whatever label it is that people want to put on it. I'm just, my brain's constantly working. It's always working, and therefore it jumps from one thing to the next very quickly. And sometimes it prioritizes things that it's great. And so I move on to the higher priority, but I need to finish the lower priority things before I move on. These are all things that I know many of you experience and deal with every day. And so these are the kinds of things that we want to talk about and encourage people. One of the things that we're going to start doing also is producing programs for special communities within the world that we live in. Most specifically, health communities, like, for instance, transplant, for instance, chronic disease, which includes everything. These are the kind of things that we're going to be focusing on and having shows about so that people can be in the know. I know for a fact that I hear people talking about, because I'm members of many of these support groups, because I'm part of many of these support groups. I listen to them and I watch and read, and I'm like, why does that person who supposedly had the same procedure I did, why are they taking these drugs and I'm taking these drugs? So these are the things, those are the kinds of things that we're going to explore and look at and have doctors and special pharmacy doctors, drug doctors come in and come on the show and talk to us about these different types of drugs and why does one person with a double lung transplant take these drugs and the other person with a double lung transplant doesn't. Might have to do obviously with the chemical makeup of their bodies, which comes from the blood work that tells and indicates to the doctors and whatnot what kind of drugs that need to be used to help quit, help to um, fight off rejection and things like that, which everyone has to deal with, and so these are the items and these are the objectives. And so these are the things that I would like for you, people watching, to know that um, this is what we're doing here at More Joy Radio. I love you guys so much. I love doing this show. I love doing other shows, and we're going to have other people moderating shows, hopefully, and other producers producing other shows. But we're all going to have them under the umbrella of More Joy Media. And therefore, we're going to have to also do some fundraisers. That's how we want to be supported. We want to be supported by you. But we'll also have some businesses that we would like to incorporate into our goings on. And for the most part, these shows, while they're going to appeal to people all over the world, we're going to try and make this not these videos. These videos are definitely going to be worldwide internet, everybody. But we also want to introduce you to More Joy Radio. More Joy Radio is this radio station that I felt compelled to start because of because I thought of it and I wanted to do it, and I've liked radio my whole life. But my cousin Philip, well, awesome cousin, uh, passed away a couple of years ago, and I had always been telling him all about my ideas for the radio station, and he just would say, "Lee, just do it, just do it." Because I telling him how easy it is to do and everything, he's like, "Well, if it's that easy, then you just do it." And so when he died, when he was 26 years old, but lived a life full, um, I said that day. I signed up and started doing a radio station that day. And it's been rolling since then, every day on the air and over the internet. And I hope that you guys, we can expose that to. I program the music. I try to make all the music on there uplifting, not negative. There's a few sad love songs on there, but mostly it's good, upbeat, hot rockin', cool stuff that people will enjoy listening to. Mostly from the '80s and '90s, plus other songs that either you know or you should know, in my opinion, my humble opinion. So that's what we encourage. It's what More Joy Radio and More Joy Media is all about. We're all about telling people what they need to do or suggesting. We don't tell people what they need to do. I'm not a evangelistic guy who beats on the table dais and says you must repent. I mean, I believe everybody should repent of their sins, sure, but that's something, a decision you have to make. It's not something I can make you do or tell you to do. You have to make that decision on your own. Now, that's about as far as I go into it right now. If you ever want to have to, one of the things we'd like to be able to have with More Joy at some point is a call center, where people can call, like they already have. And until then, we will find the numbers of the call centers that are available in across around the world, and you guys can utilize that. Anybody who's in need of something like that, a call center to talk about yourself if you're experiencing mental health issues, by all means, you need to reach out. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's something that every single one of us has to deal with. Some deal with it better than others. And that's why there's call centers, because the people who deal with it, who know how to deal with it, or have experienced, who've experienced good luck or good, ways of dealing with it, can share that with people who haven't figured it out yet. And believe me, there's a lot of people who haven't figured it out. So there's nothing to be ashamed of. And when you call, they don't say, "Are you kidding? You don't feel good? Well, just perk up." I mean, that's not that's not how it works, right, y'all? And if someone said that to you, you'd be like, it makes you feel worse. So, we're looking to be able to have that kind of a thing where, and you know what? And we want to encourage people to call on that. And when we get that going and running, we encourage people to call and say, "I just need a happy voice to tell me today's going to be great." And that person on the other line will just go, "You know what? Today is going to be super duper great. Thanks for calling. Have a great day and call back if you need anything." And the person goes, "That's all I needed to hear." That same thing with you. Sometimes when you're scrolling through the internet, you see negative stuff. You see stuff that's negative but really, really funny. That's me. Or you see stuff that's not funny and it hurts your heart. Um, well, we want you to be able to scroll through our Facebook pages, for instance, and find good, encouraging posts that will brighten your day and get you going in the right direction, on the right foot. And that's what will be exciting for us to see people doing that, and hearing responses from people that are encouraged and or boosted. They've been given an uplifting feeling for the day, because every day is a new day. Every day, if you're in the right frame of mind, every day is a new glorious day. If you're not in the right mind, then every day is the same old crap. So we want to be that place that shows you and reminds you all the great uh, that's there for you to embrace and take on. And that's what we want you to be able to do. We want you to be able to uh, understand and realize how great life is and how wonderful things are. And we want you guys to understand that the beauty in the world is from you and from us and from everybody who's on this earth. We're the ones that project that beauty, and even if we don't know it, there's definitely uh, energy and and aura. I mean, I guess I'm not getting into the whole crystal thing, but but there's a certain energy that we have that God puts in us that we can share if we choose to. That energy we can keep inside of us and not share it if we choose to, because we have free will, people. We have free will. So don't get excited and angry and everything. What are you doing to me, people? Why is that person doing this to me? Why is God doing that to me? Whatever. No one's doing anything to you, and you're not doing anything to you either. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you have the free choice to say, I want joy in my life and I'm going to seek that out. And when you say that, there's going to be a place for you to seek it out. And there's going to be a place and a person who can say, hey, thanks for calling. Thanks for being. Have a great day. We're doing Be Encouraged today because in this way, without a guest, we didn't have a guest lined up for today, but I wanted to give you a little overview of what we're trying to do. Um, More stuff coming up here on More Joy. We've got some programs that we're going to start up. As I said before, the programs I'm wanting to also kind of generate kind of a board of directors uh, here for More Joy. And one of the shows that I'm hoping we can all agree to move forward with is, of course, Be Encouraged. I'm writing these down so I can immediately put them up on the website and stuff. We also want to start I'm going to start doing my own little blog called The Bailey Daily. And then we also have the LMB show, which we're going to revamp and figure out how we're going to produce and market that. I want to have a transplant show. And we want to have a chronic disease show. And that will incorporate everything. Now, if at some point we have a real large group of people who want to talk about diabetes, for instance, then we might have a show calling the life of diabetes or chronic disease diabetes. Maybe we'll do that, chronic disease diabetes specials. Um, and that's what maybe we'll do. We'll have some specials that we'll have available and you can watch them anytime. But we'll do some of those specials that are specific about a certain chronic disease, which we'll hopefully have some medical professionals on and people who have been working and dealing with those things that are personal to them, either a family member or themselves suffering from that disease, and they know a few tricks of the trade. And we will be able to incorporate that into the show so that people who are watching can have a chance to hear that, understand it, and have a resource that they can go to when they have a question. And of course, I'm sure all of these doctors and stuff will be able to point people to certain places on the web. We'll put those down below in our YouTube. And hopefully, we'll also start a couple other YouTube channels, which will be specific to um, health, happiness, and moving forward and moving up. So these are the things that we want to do. We obviously, More Joy Media has 4 pillars that we um, base everything on, and that's encouragement, inspiration, education, and information. EI, EI, to become one in our encouragement and inspiration, education, and information. So it's EIEIO, which is how you spell farm. I know it's a bad joke. I'm sorry, but I like it. Makes me laugh a little bit inside. So anyway, that's how we're doing it, and that's how it looks like. That's how we'll do it. As we get a board of directors, more people who are more, you know, versed and better at this kind of thing than I am, we'll bring them along to help us out and work with us. And things might change a little bit. Things might get more interesting. You never know. So that's where we are here at More Joy Media. And I hope that you have a chance to join us. You can go to Facebook, More Joy Media. We're, of course, here on YouTube, More Joy Media. We are everywhere you need us to be. And you can also go to morejoyradio.com and listen to the radio station 24/7, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, all year long, every year, at least for another 15. No, I'm kidding. There's no limit to it. Hopefully, it'll be picked up with somebody else at some point and moving forward and continue on forever. That's the goal, because we want people to constantly be able to find a safe place, a place of encouragement, a place to be inspired, a place to learn, and a place to hear what's happening and what's going on that's important to them. So it's kind of we try and be family, like that says right up here, and we try to put forth a good foot every day to make people happy, make people joyful. And I hope that you will take a chance today, here at the end of this program, when you get a chance today. We're going to have our radio show is from More Joy Radio Show. More Joy Radio is on all the time, but our radio show that I host is from 12 to 3, and I think we're going to moving that to 11 to 3. So stay tuned. Monday, I think we're going to start doing 11 to 3 for the radio show. Peace out, everybody. I love you. Thank you so much. This is a truth. I do love every single one of you. Some people I don't necessarily want to stand and talk to, and you can understand what I'm saying, but I will. I will. Uh, if that's what I'm called to do, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Merry Christmas, happy birthday, and have a great day here on this Thursday. We are broadcasting from Burke, Virginia, inside of Northern Virginia, which is right outside of Washington, D.C. How about that? We're in Burke, Virginia, which is within Northern Virginia, which is outside of D.C. That's where we are. So if you can kind of get an idea on the old American map, we're right outside our nation's capital, not more than about a 20-minute drive. So we're in the hot seat, y'all. Thanks for watching.